Hello everybody, welcome back to FRL Esports for round 2 at the British Grand Prix and no, tis round 2, round 2 of the British Grand Prix. How you all doing today? Hope you're all good this evening and yep, we're all away for the second esports race. So last time out we had the Dutch Grand Prix and I think it was one of the IGK boys who won the race. I didn't think Chapelele won the race because he had penalties and I think he got held up in the pits. And the Chinese Grand Prix, I think it was also one of the IGK drivers winning it as well. But they're not here, the IGK drivers, except three of them, sorry, which is Joost, Lewis, and Dario. One of them's here from last week, so Dario, the Italian driver, is here. But I don't know where the other three drivers are. Snixel's not here, I don't believe. Casper's not here. Finley's not here. So we've got a couple of drivers missing, but hopefully we have a full grid for next week at the next race. Right then, so we wait for one shot qualified to go then, so we'll just stay on board with one driver so don't we get confused which is which. So as we head down into turn 1, flat out, save for turn 2, that's turn 3. Locking up slightly into turn 3, but that won't affect him much. We've seen plenty of drivers lock up in turn 3. He's even locked up in turn 4, but that won't affect him much as it was a slow corner. We're headed down into turn 5 with a 180 straight. DRS is wide open. Now headed into Brooklyn's at turn 6 then. Uses a lot of curb on the entry, then swing it in the left-hander as we got Luffield next to the right-hander. Drift out slightly wide to get a decent exit. Straight up the car as much as you can. Use a lot of curb on the entry. Exit. Through Woodcut we go on the old pitch straight. Now we're coming through Cops. I think it's flat out through there in these 2020 cars. Now as we come through Magus and Beckers then, the first part of it is very quick. Flat out through the first two. The third corner gradually lifted off. Save for the fourth corner. Exiting Magus and Beckers then onto the Hager straight we go. Next corner is Stowe. Lovely corner to take through there. Decent entry and exit for the white car driver. I think this is IGK we're on board with, I'm not sure. I think he's invalidated it because he took a lot of curb on the entry to turn 17. Nope, he didn't invalidate it. And it was Chapelele who was on board with it. It was a 24.3 and he's a few hundreds off Dario in first place. So decent lap time from all of them drivers. Cookie Gamers in last place, well he's just got disqualified from the session then, so there it is, that's one shot qualifying done, and Chapelele is started in second place. Right then, so Dario on pole ahead of Chapelele, Calspur in third place at the Skiven, Spaghetti Chips in fifth place ahead of Bullet Boy. Much better qualifying for Bullet Boy considering he didn't finish the race in the last two races. Backy in 7th place ahead of Cohen. Ginger in 9th place ahead of Geordie. Carsberry in 11th place ahead of Luke. Swade 13th place ahead of Furhan Racer, who got disqualified from that one-shot qualifying. Hello Nova and hello Tyler, how are you both doing? Like it was last week, Dario Chapelele up there. Calspur's a new driver, I think. I didn't see him last week, so he's a new driver that's just entered the esports challenge. So well done to him for getting third place. I'm not too bad myself, thank you, mate. Let's see how this race pans out then. I thought IGK Yost would be up there, but I can't remember exactly what position he came on unless he got disqualified from the session. I didn't see him in the top 10, so I think he might have got disqualified from the session, the one-shot qualifying session. So let's see if he can make up ground in the race coming up in a few seconds' time. I saw 3 drivers or 4 disqualified from that one-shot quali, so he might have been one of them. Hello Gavin, how are you doing? I'm just going to check my mic because I don't know if it's working or not. Yep, it's working. Got my new wheel. Open wheel. Ah, nice. So I was right. 2 IGK drivers got disqualified from the one-shot qualifying session. It was Yost and Lewis. Cookie Gamer, we all saw, get disqualified from the session as well. Furhan Racer also got disqualified from the session. Good for you, Gavin. I hope you're quick. I've seen your time, Charles. You're quite quick, aren't you? So the Italian driver on pole ahead of the German driver. Third place goes to Carlsberg. Skeven in 4th place to the Spaghetti Chips. Bullet Boy in 6th ahead of Baki. Cohen in 8th place at the Ginger Geordie. So FRL, 3 FRL drivers in the top 10. Carlsberg is just outside, and I think he's in CPI. No, he's not in CPI. I can't remember what he is. Is he in QVR? I actually can't remember. Luke is in. I've been told this quite a lot of times, so I should know by now. Luke in 12th place. Sway in 13th. Furhan Racer down in 14th place. IGK Yost in 15th at a Cookie Gamer, and JR Lewis will be started in last place. 13 lap race then. 2 races. Only 1 CPI driver today. Which one is that? Is it Carlsberg? Is it Sway? I don't know who the 1 CPI driver is. Of course it is. It's Bullet Boy. How stupid could I be? Yes, Bullet Boy. Gotta just embarrass myself quite a lot there. CPI Bullet Boy. Yeah, I know. Of course it's Bullet Boy. He messaged me earlier on saying he's the only CPI driver that's turned up today. He's got to be. I'm a bit confused. Will we see a good race this week like we saw last week in China? The Dutch Grand Prix wasn't so bad, but the Chinese one was better. Saw plenty of action in the midfield. Put in love eyes suggests to me you want to be a QVR, Bullet Boy. The people is there the 4th. Are they IG? Are they not CPI? QVR. Anyways, enough of that. Let's go on with the race. 5 lights. Away we go then. Who gets a better start? Will it be Chapelele or Dario? I think Skeven gets a good line off the start. That's his teammate Carlsberg, who's just got off the line very well as we come into turn 1 and 2. Dario maintains the lead ahead of Chapelele, with Carlsberg putting pressure on Chapelele as we come down into turn 3 as the inside line. But Chapelele holds it around the outside and he keeps the position coming into turn 4 then. Turn 4 coming into turn 5. We've got some action going at the back there. Quite a lot of drivers getting involved. And I think it's nice and clean at the first stop. We've got a spinner. It's a blue car, and I think that is Furhan Racer who got caught up. So Bullet Boy has just overtaken Skeven. Well, they go side by side coming into Brooklyn's on Luffield. Then there they are. The two going side by side, and Skeven's just got the position ahead of Bullet Boy. Unless Bullet Boy will use his ERS to try and fight back, as we already got yellow flags in the first set. It's probably Cookie Gamer games because he's down in last place. So I think the IGK drivers, Cookie and Furhan, not having a good race down there. I know Furhan's in IGK, but I don't know if Cookie Games is, so correct me on that one. But looks like Cookie Games is fallen back because he's 6 seconds behind Furhan Racer then as we head onto the long hanger straight. Right then, a bit confusing because it's taking me to different cars. Dario then maintains the lead in the first lap ahead of Chapelele. Yeah, IGK goes down in 15th place there. We've got yellow flags down at Luffield even though no one's there. And it looks like it's Ginger spun again. Ginger has spun it. And that's coming down into Vale, I think. That is Vale, isn't it? I don't quite know my corner names properly, but Ginger has spun as we've got IGK Yost is in the pits. Alright then, so this is a bit confusing because the graphics are just messing up yet again, even though they had the patch a few days ago, so this is not really helping me on my case. So, oh, goes to cars. As down the inside goes Luke on Carlsberg. Luke can't make it. Carlsberg stays ahead of Luke coming onto that hanger, went into the straight. 2 tenths is the gap between. Oh, I'm a bit confused there because it's telling me. We need to sort itself out because I'm getting a bit confused here. Alright, so Dario's in first place then ahead of Chapelele. Carlsberg in third. He's leading Skeven, who's down in 4th place. Bullet Boy as Carlsberg is overtaken. I think someone spun again. Someone must have spun because they're falling down the order. And it's Geordie who's just spun coming out of Luffield. He's just been overtaken by a green car, and that is Cookie Games, the man who spun, was the first man to spin on that lap then. DRS will be activated in the next lap, so it might be seen as some overtaken next time out. If you're telling me, let's go to 5th place. Oh, I'm a bit confused. So 6, 7 and 8 must be QVR then. Yes, it is QVR, because Cohen's got a QVR in his name. So 6th, 7th and 8th then, scoring some decent points at the moment as Chapelele has just set the fastest lap of the race then. Ooh. Just checking if my mic's still working, because I know I've got some problems with the mic. DRS has enabled this lap, so I think Chapelele then will be getting closer and closer. Not close enough on this occasion, but I think he'll try and get close into Stowe if he can. Who else is close enough to make a move? Luke's close enough to make a move on Carsberry. Down the inside into Brooklyn. This is his second attempt on Carsberry. Can he make it stick? Carsberry's trying to hang him around the outside, but Luke has the race in line and he had to back out of that one with Carsberry. Otherwise, we ended up off the track. I think he did go off the track. Talking about going off the track, Lewis has spun at Luffield. That's the second or third driver see spin through there. So I wonder what's going on. Is it going side by side? Are they picking up the toll too early? Who knows? But yeah, they're not having a good day, are they, IGK? Any IGK drivers in the top 10? I don't think so. Skeevers, I don't think he's in IGK. Chapelele getting right behind Dario. Let's compare the ERSs. Chapelele's got more compared to Dario, just enough ahead of Dario. We've got our first man in the top 10 in the pits. In fact, both QVR drivers are stacking up, as there they are then. Cohen and Spaghetti are in the chips to do their first stop. Early pit stop going on at lap 3, then trying to do the undercut on the drivers ahead because they were in a DRS train. They want to clear that as soon as possible. And Carsberry will know on the medium compound tyres. This is exactly what Carsberry did last week. Did the exact same strategy last week, went on the medium tyres, but it didn't pay dividends to his strategy at all. It affected him quite a lot, especially in China, so he might have to change his strategy up for the next race, because I think the best thing to do is soft and medium, especially for 25% race. 50% race, yeah, you can try it, but in a 25% race like this, there's not many laps, is there? So I don't think there's no point doing the soft to medium strategy, but everyone has their different ways, and Chapelele looks like he's close enough as we come into Maggots and Beckett's then. Let's hope he doesn't lose performance in the turbulent air of the IGK driver. Still not close enough to make a move on Dario ahead of him, so Dario's just got the edge and Colsper's too far back as well. Is it the new ERS system that's causing the less overtake? I don't know, because I've noticed quite a lot with this new ERS system, people struggle to overtake, whereas the old ERS system, it's quite easy to save ERS. But this game, as we've got more drivers into the pits, that's Ferhan Racer, Sway's just got a 5-second tyre penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Ginger, the man who spun earlier on in the race then. So look at that, locking up again into turn 3. Got a DRS trade for first place there to 1st and 5th. CPI Bullet Boys just outside the 1 second range of 4th place. But Bullet Boys already doing a better job than last week. He crashed. I don't know what happened to him, but he definitely retired 2 weeks ago. I mean 2 races ago. But now he's in 5th place, doing a much better job, scoring some decent points for CPI. As he claims he's the only CPI driver in the lobby, so they need to score some big points here tonight against the other esports team, FRL, QVR and IGK. Who'll be the first to pit in the top 5 then? I think Chapelele might have to come into the pits this lap, considering other people have dived into the pits. So they've already joined down in 15th, 16th, 17th, Cohen, Sway, Ferhan and Ginger. When did these guys will decide to pit? As we headed to Stowe, then he's way too far back to make a move, is Chapelele. But will he dive into the pits this lap? No, he doesn't, but Dario does. He goes into the pits. What about other people? Skeever's in the pits, some Bullet Boys in the pits, and Baki stays out there. He's driving for CPI, I believe. So Chapelele is now the race leader. There's no safety car, I don't think, in this little esports event. So no safety car, so we can't benefit from that. So he's gonna have to do a decent outlap to try and jump or do the overcut on Dario. They come out of the pits right now, but will they rejoin in traffic? Will Carsberry hold them up? I think Carsberry is way too far ahead. Or Carsberry's in the pits, so it doesn't matter. There's only done 6 laps on those medium tyres, so there's probably no point doing this mediums to soft strategy because it's just not going to work, is it, around a 25% race? Right then, so Dario comes out of the pits. And he's got a decent gap. And the gap ahead of him is 11 seconds, and Cookie's got a pit. Again, I don't know if he dived into pits on the first lap. There is Geordie, and Bullet Boy's left the session. Furhan Race is overtaking Carsberry for 12th place. Carsberry made a mistake when out of turn 3, so I wonder if he got overwhelmed by Furhan Racer, but Furhan's ahead, crucially for him. He's doing the mediums to soft strategy as Carsberry, so you expect him to be much quicker at this stage compared to Furhan because he's on the medium tyres going to the end. I don't think Carsberry will have to pit again on those soft. I think those can go to the end, no problem whatsoever. Who's that ghost car behind his Bullet Boy? He did leave the session, didn't he? So hopefully he gets back in the session as quick as possible. The top 3 then are in the pits, but Cookie Game is close on the back of Geordie. Here's the back of him. Not really ideal for those two. We all know Geordie's got a pit. I don't think he should have fighted it. He just pushed him off the track. I don't think he should fight it too hard. It's cost him quite a lot of time, Cookie, because he wants to get ahead of... I think he needs to pit again. Or has he pitted again? I need to check the leaderboard. No, he hasn't. So he hasn't pitted, and he's going to lose a lot of time fighting Geordie. Geordie needs to pit because he's losing a lot of time on those old soft tyres. So Chapelele rejoins ahead of Dario. So the overcut has worked, considering Dario was in no traffic when he came out of the pit. So Chapelele, turning up the ERS there, has got ahead of Dario. How much ERS has he used? Well, not a lot, because he's got way more compared to Dario, so I wonder what happened to Dario. Did he get help in the pits? Well, did Chapelele have a good outlap? For F's sake, the first race, I do well. I know, Bullet Boy, you've got plenty of time to get back in the session. You're in 7th place, mate. Come back in the session, if you can. Right then, so the battle for the net lead race is on. Dario's been beaten by Chapelele in the pits. Now it's on the track. Let's see if he's close enough to try and make a move as we head into Stowe then. Getting closer, closer, closer. Chapelele defends the inside line, making Dario going a long way around. Can he do it? This is lovely stuff from the two. He gets forced off the track, but he had no choice to go off the track. Dario then, who had continued the battle, heading down into turn 17. He's got the outside line for the next corner. And Chapelele, I dare say, will take the corner from the next line. He has the racing line. You don't have another invite? I'm surprised because Ginger spammed me with 5 or 6 invites. So I'm surprised you haven't got another invite. I can invite you, but at the same time I need to watch the traffic, watch the battles on the track. I'd love to invite you, but I just need to focus on the battle for first place and elsewhere. Ginger must really love me then, because he spammed me with 6 invites to join the session, like I wouldn't even notice. It's too far away to make a move. What about Carlsper? He's very close. He's overtaken the QVR driver of Cohen. Can Cohen try and fight back? That's the wrong battle, sorry. Wrong battle. It's Spaghetti Chips. No, it's Carlsper who's overtaking Cohen. No, Baku. Sorry about that. I got a bit confused. So Carlsper has overtaken Baku then. Now he's got Spaghetti Chips ahead of him. FRL Lucas at the back of CPI Bullet Boy. Do you know what? I'll give him an invite because I don't think Dario's close enough. I'll give him an invite. CPI Bullet Boy. I apologise massively for that. I know it's unprofessional to do that, but Shepalele has just set the fastest lap of the race then. Still has the lead over Dario, but Dario's EOS is not looking healthy whatsoever, using it quite a lot to try and pressure Shepalele. Yeah, sorry about not showing the action. I know I never said the invites out, but I had to do it. So sorry about that. If anything happened on the track, let me know, because shouldn't be setting invites out in the middle of the race. Apologies for that. I just noticed, well, you can send invites out when you're a spectator. You couldn't do that last race, last game, could you? So thanks Cody for sorting that out. There he is then, Bullet Boy's joined back. He's down in 9th place, he's 5 tenths behind Luke, and he's 8 tenths behind Furhan Racer. And look at that, Dario then, look at that, he's abused his EOS and he's overtaken Shepalele. Shepalele can see the red light flashing on Dario's car, so he knows he's got less EOS compared to him, so we can start to play games on him soon. What about elsewhere then? What have we got going on? We've got, look how much Kolsper and Baku have caught up to Spaghetti Chep. So quite far behind, weren't they? Now they're caught up right behind him, so we'll see a battle going on for 4th place soon. What about elsewhere? Bullet Boy's been overtaken by Furhan Racer, about to be overtaken, but it's a solid car, and he goes off the track as well. Probably the wrong time to join back. Yeah, probably the wrong time to join back, but someone's just spun. Or almost spun. That is Ginger, and Ginger's struggling at the moment. What is going on with Ginger? Because he spun last week and now he's done it twice in this race. And Shepalele has overtaken Dario, goes around the outside into Luffield, and Shepalele keeps 1st place. Shepalele is fighting back on Dario, but they both need to save EOS as much as they can for the later effect. More these two fight. Whoa. Mic problems, Mickey. Let's see. Tell me if you can't hear me because I have mic problems. Apologies about that. I was speaking throughout the whole of that. Yeah, I have mic problems, mate. So I was speaking throughout the whole of that. Tell me if my mic goes again. Dario in the back of Shepalele then as we head into Brooklands. I need to get a new mic because this one's just dead. Looks like Cohen's caught up to the back, almost caught up to the back of these drivers then. The battle for 4th place going on between, and look at Skeevan, he's caught up to the top 2. Could he have a chance of winning this race as well? The more these two fight, it will allow Skeever to join in. We stay on to third place. They both have DRS on Chapelele, but Skeever's too far behind. Using the overtake button, Dario pulls out to go alongside. Oh, they hit each other. Goes off the track as well, and Chapelele into the wall. And yeah, that's going to ruin FRL's chance of scoring big points tonight. And he falls down into 6th place. Chapelele will not be happy. An happy German man. What even happened between the two? And the QVR driver gets ahead. It's Cohen. I had no idea what happened there. Did Dario give Chapelele enough room? Could he be under investigated after the race? Could Skeeven have a chance of winning this race as well? Skeeven. This is the last lap I've just noticed, so let's see if these two will fight it out to the very end. Skeeven could smell a good chance of victory here. So he's got enough EOS on that straight to try and fight Dario. Probably not the best thing to do using it now. His main chance is the hanger straight. Look at his fuel, he's running out of fuel. You can see he's... Oh. Will Skeever make a move down at Stowe? You can see the red light flashing on the back of Dario. Dario's car indicates he's got no EOS. He's going to have to make Skeever go the long way round. Now he's going to have to set himself up nicely to try and overtake him at these last 3 corners. He defends the inside line, but Skeever then thought he would fight hard for that one, but he stays behind. And looks like Dario will be winning the British Grand Prix for the second round of the FRL Esports. Skeeven will finish in 2nd. Kolsberg will finish in 3rd place. Spaghetti will finish in 4th ahead of Baki. Cohen finishes in 6th place. Luke overtakes Joost. Oh, Joost spins. Not a good race whatsoever for the Dutchman. Luke finishes 7th place ahead of Chapelele. Furhan Racer, Chapelele Knight. CPI Bullet Boy in 10th place ahead of Ginger. Joost at 12th ahead of Jordan. Carsberry 14th. Cookie Game in 15th. Sway in 16th. And IGK Lewis yet to cross the line. Only one driver in IGK scored points, and that was the first man. Bullet Boy did well considering he should have finished in 5th place, but he lagged out and he finished in 10th instead, so 5 places down from where he should have finished. The last man to cross the line, it is Lewis. And he's just at the fastest lap of the race as well, so will they get a point? It's outside the top 10, so I don't think he'll get a point for that. Driver of the day goes to Furhan Racer. Yeah, you could have got 4th, couldn't you, because of the spin from, not the spin, but the contact from Chapelele. So unlucky to Tyler then. Feel sorry for Tyler because he did nothing wrong, but anyways, you've got the next race which is coming up. Wasn't a bad race, was it? But look at that. Irish 1-2, the British 3-4. Polish man in 5th place at a Cohen. Luke 7th place. Furhan Racer in 8th at a Chapelele. Chapelele could have won the race, but contact was made between the top 2, which Chapelele came off worse. And let's hope Ginger don't spin in the next race. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because Skeeven had a 3-second time penalty, so even if he did overtake him, it wouldn't have mattered because Adair could have pulled a 3-second gap in that last lap, so he had to settle for 2nd place. Hello Raikkonen, how are you, mate? Moving on to the next race then. 2nd race always tends to go well. Wasn't a bad race, was it, at the British Grand Prix? But on to the next race, which is Brazil. Always tends to put on a good show, so let's see what happens there at the Interlagos track. How's everyone doing tonight then? Hope you're all okay. Hot day today, innit? 25 degrees today in England. What do you all think about the 70th anniversary British Grand Prix? I thought it was quite decent. Verstappen did a good job for overtaking both Mercedes. I don't know what we're waiting for. We're already up now, so I think we'll be going in a few seconds. Right, then we're off to go in the the Brazilian Grand Prix. Just gonna check if my mic is working. Hold up. Yep, it is working. If my mic does go off in the middle of the stream or anywhere, please tell me because I wouldn't know. My mic has been playing up quite a lot in the past few weeks, so just bear with me. I'll try and get a new one as ASAP. Hello, Jet Jen. How are you? I'm doing good myself, thank you. Hello, Dylan. Dylan Warren. Nice to see you, mate. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Look at all the fun you're missing out on PS4. Should have never gone to PC, mate. Should have stayed on PS4. Dutch. Are you Dutch? I never knew you could speak Dutch, mate. Which Dylan is it? I think I might have fooled myself. Damn it. I only know one Dylan, and that's Dylan Warren. Unless, I don't know. But anyways, on to one-shot qualifying then. Get all the information up. Which Dylan are you, mate? Because I'm getting a bit confused. headed down into turn 2 then. Skeevens have validated it. It's quite common to validate it turn 1 and turn 2, especially last game. Did that all the time, and he won't be the only one to do it. We'll go on board with Dario then. With Connor. I don't get... Which Dylan are you again? Oh, yeah, I get you now, I get you. Colsper is in first place, Yost is in second place, so Colsper's doing a good job at the moment. Cohen, CPI, Bullet Boy up into fourth place. We've got Ginger down there in fourth, Purple Minnesota for Dario, Sway's retired from the session. Yeah, I get who you are, I got a bit confused. That's a bit close to the white line, isn't it? Comes across the line, it's a 6.9. Wow, what a lap time from Dario. He's not on pole, is Dario, is he? It's the, I don't know who I think he shows who's on pole. No, it's Kalsper. Kalsper's on pole by 700ths of a second ahead of Dario. IGK Yost in third place ahead of FRL Ginger. Bullet Boy in fifth place like he was last last race, sorry. Cookie Games into sixth place ahead of QVR Cohen. Spaghetti Chips is down in eighth ahead of Carlsberg. Geordie in 10th. And Baki is outside the top 10. Chapelele been disqualified along with Kevin, Lewis and Sway and Furhan. It keeps getting worse and worse for Chapelele, doesn't it? Can't find to catch a break. Chapelele. What's going to happen then at the Brazilian Grand Prix then? Who will win the second round? IGK drivers then got two of their drivers in second and third in the top 3. FRL, 2 drivers in the top 10, which is Ginger and Geordie. Luke is outside the top 10 along with Chapelele. Here are the lights, then they'll go off. Away we go for round 2 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Then I think can't remember who the drivers were, but Yost is ahead of Dario. Bullet Boy's down there in 4th place. Could he get Dario too? He's alongside him, but he has the inside line, so I don't think he'll overtake him down at turn 4, which he doesn't. In fact, they go side by side, but Dario will box him in. In fact, he come back at him at turn 6, cuts the corner, so will cost him a warning. Now I go down the inside of Ginger. In fact, it was Ginger, not IGK Dario. Those two are in a mega battle in sector 2. Cookie Games got Carlsberg right behind him. Bullet Boy has overtaken Ginger now, I think, which he has. And Bullet Boy is now up into 4th place ahead of Ginger as we headed to John Sao. And no major accidents at the first lap. Already he's got a 1.1 second gap ahead of Yost. Dario is 4 tenths behind. As they lock up into turn 1 then. Some of them are ghosted. What the hell is wrong with this game? Honestly, a piece of crap. Saw someone going side by side at turn 1 and turn 2, but I can't figure out who it was. It was a green and blue car. I think it was these two. Definitely a blue car. I think it was Ferhan Racer went side by side, but lost the battle. So we're on lap 2 then, and Carlsberg's leading ahead of both IGK drivers, 2nd and 3rd. Bullet Boys down in 4th, Ginger in 5th. Cookie Games 6 tenths behind Ginger. A relatively short lap around Brazil. Oh, look at that, I don't want to be doing that too often. All 4 wheels off the track and a bit of dirt being kicked up too, not doing any good for the tyres. But Sway and Louis having a battle down at 16th and 17th. And Louis in last again. We're on to lap 3 where DRS is now enabled. Who was that? I had a bit of a wobble on down at turn 1 and 2 as Lewis has retired in the pits. So that's his race done before he even got started. And he's turned off his DRS for some reason. That's allowed Carlsberg to get through. God knows why he's turned off his DRS there. Gave the place up for Carlsberg, who's just moved up in the top 6. They got a bit of a chain right behind him, and Ginger's still trying to find a way to get past Bullet Boy. Both quick drivers I know. Look at that, 2.5 seconds the gap is already between 3rd and 4th. So how quick they are, the top 3. Very quick indeed. Bullet Boy looking for redemption after what happened last race, sorry. It's really unfortunate when you're like out of the session, but at the same time you need a stable internet connection. Could have got 4th place. Scored some big points for CPI, but the host, the lobby said no. On to lap 4 then. How long will it take for Ginger to get past? I thought he would go for a move, but he just too far back. Don't think you want to risk it either down at turn 1 and 2. Cookie Games is about 1 tenth behind Carlsberg, trying to make a move back for 6th place. They're all too bad to make moves into turn 4, the Siga de Largo. Chapelele's in the pits for whatever reason. He just came out down in 16th place. I don't think that was an early pit stop schedule. I think it was a damage from wing. Not a good race for Chapelele. It was looking out to be a mega race at the British Grand Prix, but unfortunately things have not gone that way for him or FRL. The only hope is Ginger, who's currently down in 5th place, scoring some big points. Geordie's down in 10th place, scoring 1 point at the moment. I've got a bit of a DRS train going on for 1st place between Carlsberg, Yost and Dario. Locking up down at turn 1. What about Ginger? Is he close enough on Bullet? No. Neither is Cookie Games. So close but can't overtake him. And Yost has got barely any EOS to play with. Ginger has not used his EOS trying to overtake, but look at Cookie Games down the inside he goes for 6th place. Give each other a bit of a shove, but it's all good. Furhan versus Luke. Luke needs to give him a bit more space. And Luke stays ahead at the moment, ahead of Furhan. The battle for the top 3, the battle for first place is looking interesting between those top 3 drivers. Just further back in the background, we saw Bullet Boy and Ginger go through. 3.5 seconds is the gap between 3rd and 4th, so nothing to worry about downwards for 3rd. Looks like he's close enough to make a move on Yost, but not close enough, so he probably needs to try a different way down at turn 4 if he can try and get close enough to make a move. What about Ginger? Is he close enough on Bullet Boy? Nope, too far back on Bullet Boy. They're too far back to make a move on Colsper for first place as the 2 IGK drivers. And Ginger's still too far back on Bullet Boy. I remember loads of people overtaking each other last game, but this game is just people have to save EOS behind other people to try and make a move in the very later stages of the race. It's like Kerrs, isn't it? But just you gotta save it. Climb up the hill towards the start finish line. Then looks like Dario's much closer on his teammate on this time around. Is he close enough to make a move down into turn 1? Don't think he is. Just that too far back. When Bullet Boy's in the pits, as it for scheduled stop. We've got one more driver in the pits, and that is Spaghetti Chips. It's a scheduled stop for Bullet Boy. Gets ahead of oh, unsafe release there. Oh, that's a humor. Oh, yep, off he goes off the track. I think he did that on purpose, to be honest with you, but because he's quite frustrated. What even happened to him down at 16th place? I can't recall anything happened to him unless I missed it. I disqualified for blocking the pit entry or pit lane. Well, that's a new one for Spaghetti Chips. He won't be happy with that one. I don't have a clue how he did that, but he's been disqualified from the game. So the top 2 are around the pits, releasing Dario to continue the race, to continue the lead of the race. Bullet Boy's left again. Bullet Boy's not having much luck, is he? Furhan's left the session, but we know he's retired. But Bullet Boy, I feel so sorry for the lad. Why is he down in 50th place after making that pit stop? I really hope he's got an invite. Bullet Boy, I feel so sorry for you, mate. Don't deserve that whatsoever. Yeah, mate. It's just terrible, isn't it? Are you coming back in the race? Do you want me to send you another invite? I think Dario must come into the pits on the end of this lap because he'll get undercut by Yost and Kalsper. Yep, you had top 5 on the card today, but I'm really sorry. Invite to the session. That is your race leader. That is your race leader. Into the pits. And will he get undercut by Kalsper? And Yost is close. He's going to be close to the end of pit lane. Is he going to do it? He's going to get ahead. Yes, he does. He gets ahead of him.